Hello, this is Mr. Dunaway, and this is part 3 of section 1-2, and it took a little bit more video than I thought, but that's okay. We're all learning this together here. But this is just one question we want to get through, and I just didn't want to be pressed to do it in 1 or 2 minutes, but I think we could get it done in about 4 or 5. We just made that last video a little bit too long. There is a question like this on your homework that you'll be doing for me, so please get it all down and then bring your questions to me when you have them in class, and make sure you are hitting that pause button when you're doing these videos at home. Let's read the question here. There's a tour bus. It costs $75 plus, we know what that means. We know that means add $6 for each passenger. It says write and evaluate. We learned what that was in a little bit earlier. Write and evaluate an expression. Remember the expression? That means you've got addition, subtraction, or math operations in there. Write and evaluate an expression to find the total cost for 25 passengers. And then, if that weren't enough, it says make a table to show the cost for 25, which we'll have that one done, 30, 35, and then 40. Well, let's take a look at what's happening here. Somebody is renting this bus. And to rent the bus, you're going to pay $75 just to rent the bus. But then you have to pay $6 for every passenger. Okay, 6 per passenger. So if you have one passenger, you're going to pay $6. If you have 2 passengers, you're going to pay 12. 6 times 2, which is 12. If you have 3, you're going to pay 6 times 3. Now, let's just take a variable and let's, like P. Well, actually, you know what? We don't have to do that yet. Let's just say it wants 25 passengers. We'll get to the variables later. That's actually our next lesson. I got a little bit ahead of myself. All right, it said, tell me how much would it be for $6 for 25 passengers. So it said per passenger. So there's 25, so it's going to be 6 times 25. So that's your expression right there. Okay, now notice in the directions it said write an expression. So there it is. That's the expression. 75 plus 6 times 25. And that's basically this part of the sentence right here. 75 plus $6 times the number of passengers. Okay, and then it said evaluate. Well, it's not evaluated, is it? It's not yet a number, and we have to turn it into one numbers. And you have to follow the order of operations. There's so much to remember. I know, but that's why I'm here. 6 times 25. Let's work that out because you have to multiply, right? Before you add, that's 150. Then you add that 75 on later. 75 plus 150, we add that together. It's $225 for 25 passengers. Okay, and then it says make a table to show the cost for 25, 30, 35, and 40. So let's do the table over here. Say passengers. I'll just say pass. It says the expressions goes here. Say EXP. And the total cost, I'll just say cost over here. And I'll help you out with the math on this one. Well, we just did 25 passengers over here. And the expression was 75 plus 6 times 25. The total cost was $225. So if I did the same thing with 30 passengers, we'd have 30 passengers. It would be 75 plus 6 times 30 because it's $30 6 times. I went ahead and multiplied that out for you following the order of operations. That came out to be $255. And then it says, what if you had 35 passengers? Well, that would be 75 plus 6 times 35. That would come out to be $285. And then the last one was what if you had 40 passengers? It would be $75 to rent the bus plus 6 times 40. And that multiplies out to be $315. So there it is. That's everything this question asked for. That wraps up section 1-2. I would like you to think about this though. The essential question, why? Why is it important to have an order when we evaluate math expressions? I'd love for you to have an answer for me when you come to class. Made it in 5 minutes. We'll talk to you soon.